Hello everyone, this is ModBot. This is a Redstone tutorial, and this is my very simple Blaze XP farm. It works on a very simple mechanic. This is the same farm that I built in my Pentacraft LP. Yeah, it's a very simple mechanic. Coming at the top here, if you look in there, you can see that there are a bunch of pressure plates here, the iron ones. And basically how it works is a blaze spawns inside this gray box here. That is the spawning radius for the mob spawner in there. They will land on one of those pads going down. It goes all the way except for the very center, because that is the killing chamber. And when they land on it, it inverts these bottom torches here, which then inverts the second row of torches, which will power the piston that it is standing next to, and then get pushed onto either another piston or another pressure plate if it is in the corner, or it will get pushed into a hole and get pushed further down along the line. And so if I get out of F1 mode here, make it a little bit easier to see. It is a fairly large build as far as lengthwise goes, but it's extremely simple. The AFK area would be right up around here, anywhere within the spawning radius of the spawner there. And then the redstone at the bottom is very simple as well. Just a pulse extender. It looks a lot like an etho hopper clock, but it is toggleable with this button here. And then all the blaze will come down into this hole, and that quartz block right there is the suffocation block. That's what this is for. And then they're all one hit kill, which is really nice. And then there's this iron trap door just to make sure that they don't kind of like glitch into anything, to keep them up higher and make sure they don't shoot you. So let's go ahead and build this thing. Alright, so you're going to need yourself a blaze spawner, and then you need to map out the area that they can spawn in, so that's 4 blocks in either direction, and then 2 above it, and they can also go 1 down, so that is where the gray is here, the andesite, and the andesite is at the roof height here. And you want to leave these 2 blocks there, because if they spawn on top of it, it will slow down the spawning rates, because if one is inside this area, there's a cap of 6 here, and it won't spawn more than 6 in here. So if there's 1 here, obviously that means that less can spawn, and less will spawn. Alright, so this polished die right here is blocks that do not move, and then I will use quartz for the piston pushers. So how this is going to want to work is you're going to come down 2 blocks like this from the bottom line here, that's the line right below the spawner, and you can come then 1 across like this, straight across like that. That is going to be where your pistons are, behind those, and then 1 more line down like this of blocks that will not move. Come out the back here, and it'll be easiest if you just remove these blocks. Those were just to show you where stuff will go. But then to carry out your piston line right like that, you can go ahead and put these blocks back right like there, and then come on back, break that, and then notice that your spawning platform will be now 1 diagonal to this polished die right here. Come out right like this, and then put your pressure pads all the way across right like that, and then go ahead and place down a whole bunch of torches on the back like this, powering each one of these, and then each one of these. The side adjacent to it will be almost the same, except you just want to come down with these blocks right like this on the side, because these will not be pushed right here in the corner, and then go ahead and carry out that line again across the bottom. And the reason this one does not get pushed is because if that gets pushed and then this gets pushed, then you got a block here. This gets pushed then, and now you got a block out in the center that doesn't go anywhere, and you've got empty pistons. So now you can come around the back right like this. I'm going to place a block there, so it'll be easiest. And then place some pistons right like this, all the way across, if I can reach. There we go. And then your blocks across the faces of those pistons. And then the spawning platform, again, or not the spawning platform, but the pushing platform will be right in line with all of these blocks here. This is a part of this wall, which is a replicate of that wall. And then the space here that's to be filled will be the same as this wall. But if you come along the back, I find it easiest to power the pistons first and then invert them. Because then you don't get any single tick pulses and blocks winding up in weird places. But now you can just reflect this onto this side here. And now once that is done, you just need to carry this pattern straight down the line here. So from the bottom of these nether bricks here, you go 2 blocks like this, and then just carry that pattern out that you did on the tops here. So with this one, I did 1 inside like this little like mouth looking thing, and then come in behind here with apparently placing a whole bunch of extra blocks. Come straight along like that. These blocks will go there, and then come down 1 block diagonally right like this, come back across up to here, and then place your pressure pads there, all of these along the back, and I did this backwards, but if I power these, you see I get one tick, and then these all fire out, and that is why you do it the other way around. So now I just need to continue this and go all the way down until I have a one wide gap. So this is what your bottom chamber should look like. You'll have the 3 on this side and then the 1 on the other 2 sides, and on the final side again you'll have the 3 and then you'll have the 1 hole in the middle. And something you might notice is that if you drop down like this, you kind of, that time it worked, but occasionally you might see that you get stuck kind of on the side, like on this very little ledge here that's like 2 pixels wide that I can't even get on. And there we go. So what happens if a blaze gets on here? Basically they'll either walk like this, and then they'll just kind of keep walking around until eventually one of the pistons pushes them in, or their AI will kick in and they will simply walk straight into the hole. So it is fully efficient. There's nothing like that that is going to hold it back, and even if they get caught in there, it's not going to delay the efficiency of that, and eventually they will wind up in that hole. But what you want to do for the killing part of it, right there, is come down 2 blocks, and then you'll have a piston crusher right here that'll be at their head level, and then you'll have another block right below that, and then you will have just the rest of the glass coming down the side. Obviously it doesn't have to be glass, but the only thing that matters is that that is a movable block and that it will crush them. It won't be like glass or something that won't suffocate. But they'll be standing on this block, and then you might want to put an iron trap door, so this has to also be a solid block because you cannot place it on glass. And that is so that they just kind of like don't glitch around and shoot you or anything. Also, if you have a hopper, they don't fall in the center and just like burn your face. You also need a block right here at their head level so they don't kind of like escape or anything. And then you just need to do the final redstone bit. And now that I've swapped my inventories to do the redstone, it's very simple. You just want to come out a block like this and then place a sticky piston facing into this block here, and that's what will extend it to suffocate the mobs. You can place a redstone block right under it like that, and place 2 hoppers facing into each other right like this, and then a piston over here right like that, and then another one if you come off like this, and then like that. You can then come 2 blocks below the piston like this. Coming out of the hopper, you need a comparator right like that. That'll run into a block with a piece of redstone dust on the top like that. Then do the same on this side, so that's a comparator coming out of that hopper there. There we go. That runs into a block that has redstone dust on top of it. And then you need to place another block right up like this, and then one more down like that, place a torch there like that, and then place a button on top of that. And now for the very final part, you just need to chuck 24 items in here. You might need a varied amount. It really depends on server lag and how they get caught in the machine, because sometimes this piston, because it has a solid block on its face, will kind of give them a half a heart suffocation damage, so that can throw it off a bit, but that generally does not happen. However, I have noticed that lag will cause this, and so you see that now once all of the items have emptied out, if I hit this button, this extends until these items are filled back into here, and that will be for 48 game ticks, because it takes 2 ticks to empty that there, and then there we go. It has retracted again, and that will be a 1-hit kill for a blaze. So very simple redstone, very simple farm. It is quite long, but like I said, you need to AFK somewhere up here because down there you are out of range. So anyways, this has been MopBot, and I'm out.